Hi, my name's Peter. This is Scotty Wandering, and we are in the Flambeau River State Forest in Wisconsin, and we're going to do a complete campground tour of the Lake of the Pines campground. There's a full video of the Connor Lake campground that I just visited. It's only like 5 minutes down the road, maybe 10. There are a lot of other campsites in the Flambeau River State Forest that I will not be covering because they are all paddle-in only. The only access is paddle-in, and they are first come, first serve. So if you're really looking for a remote camping experience, they are available in the state forest. But we're going to do a complete walking tour, show you site by site, because every site in the Wisconsin system in the campgrounds is reservable, and you want to do that ahead of time because there is no service out here at all, so it makes it really hard to come here and reserve your site on site. So let's get started. Now, at the registration board, they are reminding me that you have to have a Wisconsin State Park sticker for your vehicle separate from your admission fee or your camping fee. You can pay for those here, but you can't pay for your campsite here that way. That all has to be done online, either by phone or registering at wisconsin.goingtocamp.com. If you want to call to register, 888-947-2757 to register. I have no service out here. I haven't had service in a while out in this area. So you kind of have to book these things ahead unless you've got whatever service works out here. $16 a night for Wisconsin residents, $21 a night for non-residents, and it is all non-electric. Let's go tour the campground. Okay, I just took a quick drive around because there's no map here to show me what the campground's like. There's a boat ramp over here as you come in, and then there's two loops. There's a lower loop and then an upper loop. There is absolutely nobody here right now. No camp host, not a soul in this campground. It's honestly kind of a shame that you have to book it online, and you can't do it from here because there's no service. So, it's a wasted site. So, book ahead, even if it's the same day on your way here when you have service, and get yourself a site. Let's go take a full tour because you need to know what the site numbers are before you can book them. Okay, site 101. Small site. Park here, camp there. That's definitely a tent site. Site 102, definitely also a tent site. These are not RV sites here. However, these are very close to the beach. Site 103 is wide, but not deep. So nothing big here. And then it drops off. Oh, actually, that's the boat ramp down there I'm seeing. So maybe not the beach. Site 104, again, very small site. If you want to come tent camping and be all alone, heck, this is a great place. Okay, if you want to book with a friend, 105 and 106 are probably a great combination. 105 is actually fairly long. You got room to put something here, and then where it gets green, it slopes up. So this is a flat pad, and then it kind of gets slopey over there. But then you've also got your neighbor's site over here, which is also nice and long. And then it goes to a ravine, but you got plenty of room right in here. So once again, that's 105, 106, a great pair of sites, and they also have water pump right adjacent to it. Okay, I have parked over in 107. I am using about half the distance of this site. There's room for another one of me behind to the corral area, and then a nice side section. And the last one in the lower loop is 108. This one is quite long. Plenty of room in here for lots of things. It's not angled quite right, but you can pull over here and back in anything. Now we're going to go back between sites 6 and 7 and go up the hill for 9 through 30. Don't let the name fool you. It's Lake of the Pines campground, but do you see a pine tree? That's not what they have here. Maybe the lake does, but not the campground. So it's going to be pretty in the fall. All right, another pair of small sites would be great for sharing with a friend. 109, 111. This one, you just have a small little parking pad here. Room for a tent over there, or your tent in the back. A little shared space here to get over to the next site. It actually has more room than the first one. So if you share these two, they'd really work well together. Backing up to the inside of the loop is 110. It's a fairly long site. This isn't a tiny site, so there's room for a camper or something in here without any problem. And that's the entrance to 111, which shares with 109. All right, we got pit toilet right across from 112. Hey, look, some sunshine in the site. Haven't seen that in a while. So it's fairly large. Actually quite a bit of room. Past the table, it drops off down the hill. Site 113 is fairly long. If you move the table over to the left, you got quite a bit of room tuck in there with a lot of different things. And that is right next to entrance to a caution nature trail. Now let's go check that out. All right. Oh, there is a beach down there. So that beach is probably the boat ramp. I'll check that out later. There's a trail off to the left to follow. It wanders who knows where. And that way heads down to the beach. Also with easy access to that nature trail is 114. Kind of hooks around the corner. And then there's stairs going down. But you don't go beyond because it does drop off. It's not level here. You got a level spot up top, level spot down below, so it's probably best for tenting. 115 across the way. It's quite long, quite flat. That is a big site. Anything you want's going to fit in there. Remember, when you're booking these sites online, Wisconsin is very good on their site about telling you the maximum length of equipment you can fit into a site. So don't just trust my small site, big long site. Look at their specifics on that. Okay, 116 near the end of the loop, still on the lakey side. Another small site, great tent site, maybe a pop-up, not much more than that. 117 is a wide site with trees in the middle. So you have tree, table, fire ring, room on this side, room on this side. Have fun. A lot of room. And there seems to be a trail off the back. 119 on the inside, on the end, is another very small site. Good tent site. Maybe a pop-up or teardrop or a very small T&B or something like that. 118 across from that. This one goes back and then comes around the corner. Nice little wooded site. Okay, after 119 we got 120 because 119 was on the inside. So here's 120. This is a nice long site. Let's see what's going on the back on the right here. We have access to a trail. Multi-use trail going off the back here. Hiking, biking, snowshoeing. Just know then that this site is shared access to a trail. 121 on the inside. Small site, but you got a space over there and a space over there. It's not deep, but you can designate what goes where and separate. That looks softer. That looks more gravelly. So car there, tent there. 122 over here. That stump is your limiting factor of how far back you can go. But then there's quite a bit of room over on the side for tents, or maybe hooking a camper around over here to get to this fire ring. Does look nicely cared for on this one, even though there's no campground host. 123 over here is kind of broken up. Got a parking pad here or there, tree in the middle, table, fire ring on that side, nothing in your way on this side. Across from that, 124. It's a wide site, but there's a bunch of rocks in the way. So you can hook way over to here, rocks there, or back here. Oof, the bugs are bad. 125, another small site. Room to put your vehicle there, and then set up your world over there. 126, it's fairly large. It's flat, straight back. Once you go over that way, it slopes down a bit. Kill a mosquito, moving on here. Okay, 127 is a very large site. You got a big pad area here, not that deep. And it connects kind of with a neighbor behind it at, I forget what that one was, but it's by the entrance. 128 over here. I'm in panic mode because the mosquitoes have come out in force and I'm the only source of blood. This one's got the corral. You got a big space here, little space here. You can fit a vehicle, large trailer, and then a separate section. Let's see, 129. It's almost my last one. This one looks deep and grassy. Ooh, that's a nice long one. Got a lot of room to play in that one. And it's fairly flat. That was 129. 130 is the last site. And this goes back again quite a ways. That's a long site. Now, as I kill mosquitoes as I go, because they're tiny and they are aggressive. So bring your bug spray, bring your screen house. But come on out, because no one else is here. There's nobody here. It might be worth it. You can yell. Kids can exercise their voices, and nobody's going to bother them. I'm not going to bother anybody. I'm going to head down, find a beach and the boat ramp, and see what it's like. Okay, I'm down at the boat ramp, and here's the Lake of the Pines trail map. So campgrounds here that we just visited, there is a maple trail, a lakeside nature trail, a nature loop trail. I don't see a beach. I don't know where the beach is, unless it's somewhere a little spot along the trail. But let's go look at the boat ramp. Ton of room here. There is an accessible fishing pier, and this looks like a quite useful boat ramp. Well, life jackets to borrow if you need them. It's paved to about there, and then it drops off. Accessible fishing pier there. And yeah, I don't see anything that looks like a beach. But there's nature trails throughout over there. So that's Lake of the Pines campground in the Flambeau State Forest. If you want to be alone, I mean, come on. It's a quiet lake. I see a private residence way down at the corner down there. Other than that, there's nothing out here. So get on out there. No one else is. Don't tell me you can't find a campsite. Thanks for coming along on this journey. I'll share my Connors Lake campground. I'll give you that one here and all my other state forest and state park campgrounds. I'll give you that playlist here. Thanks for coming along. See you on the next one. Watch out for deer.